Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about the case study on behavior of RC structure. So I have chosen this topic? Because we are dealing with design of RC elements, so I have chosen the case study on the behavior of RC structure under earthquake loadings. That means whenever an earthquake occurs in anywhere in India, how the behavior of RC structure is meant by RC elements. All the elements are joining together to form a structure. That's why I have chosen this case study. Okay, coming to the buildings. Why buildings falls or fails in an earthquake? Tell me students, how it fails? Whenever we are saying it is due to, always you people say strength. So it is due to lack of strength, ductility, design deficiency and construction deficiency. What is meant by strength? Strength, it is based on the grade of concrete or grade of steel. Totally, whenever a concrete or steel or whatever materials we are using for a particular structure or a building will have a strength based on the compressive strength or tensile strength, whatever may be the strength. So it is in Newton per mm square. That means 1 mm square how much Newton it can bear. If it is a M20 grade concrete, the 20 means 20 Newton per mm square. Next, coming to the ductility, it is purely an elasticity of the reinforcement. We all know very well that concrete is strong in compression but weak in tension. Hence, the ductility means the elasticity which is absence in concrete, that is in compression zone. We have to provide the reinforcement in the tension zone to bear the tensile strength of the concrete. That is called ductility. Whenever a reinforcement is introduced in the concrete, there will be a ductile. Design deficiency. This deficiency may occur due to failure to understand the failure mechanism, deficient system and calculation failure in the design. And then construction deficiency, lack of quality assurance, materials, there may be a quality of material may be failed or the material whichever chosen for the construction is not good. And construction detailing, that means where to construct, how to construct, when to construct, how much time should be given for that particular construction. That means the particular, for example, if it is a concrete, we have to leave it for 28 days. So such things we have to concentrate. Without that, construction deficiency may occur. Coming to the measures. The deficiency may measure in the system of design and in the system of detailing. Design comes under system design and component design. That means system design means it may be a frame. Component design means it may be beam, column, foundation, footings, walls, etc. Detailing, it should behave better and to improve ductility of the building. This system should be measured to make a building as a good building. Next one, poor performance of RC frame buildings. This poor performance may be measured by using design concept ignorance or construction defects. The design concept ignorance may comes under strong column, weak beam, soft story and short column. Construction defects comes under weak or cold joints or lap and end anchorage ductility. Coming to the first one, design concept ignorance. This is a thumb rule for all the civil engineers. That is, the column should be very strong than the beam. The beam should be always weak. This is a thumb rule for all the civil engineers. Please keep it in mind, students. It is very important that the column should be always strong and the beam should be always weak. And construction defects comes under weak or cold joint, lap and end anchorage ductility. This you can see whenever a beam and a column is connected or joint happens, we should connect it properly. Or else what happens whenever a lateral force or an earthquake occurs, if there is no proper connection, then beam will fall down separately and the column will fall down separately. That is called construction defects, particularly in joints. Another type of poor performance of RC frame buildings is unacceptable shape, defective load path, soil condition, hammering or pounding. So this unacceptable shape comes under the architecture point of view. Architecture never bothers about the strength of a structure. It is always in the head of the structural engineer. But architecture is concentrating in the view of beauty. So the shape whichever gives aesthetic appearance, they will concentrate in the shape. But whenever an unacceptable shape occurs, there may be a failure or there may be a poor performance of RC frame buildings. And then coming to the hammering or pounding, I think students, you can remember the Ramana film, in which due to the hammering of soil, that is digging of foundation, the nearby structure, that particular structure where Ramana lives has been collapsed due to this hammering or pounding. This is because of poor performance of particular RC frame buildings, whichever is failed in that particular area. Okay. Next one, I have already told, as a civil engineer, it is a mantra to you. So you should remember always strong beam, weak column. So this is the design concept ignorance. You please see the pancake, which is very famous dish in US or America. So pancake damage type, which happens whenever a strong beam with weak column was occurring. Please see, I think your tongue becomes juicy now. Yes, you can see the pancake type of failures here. Here all the columns are broken and it looks like a garbage here, but all the beams, you can see the pancake type failure, beams are in safer zone. It shows that beams are very strong compared to the column, hence the column failed first. Yes, this collapse of a multi-story RC frame building due to weak column, strong beam concept, it happens in Bhuj, India in 2001. You can see all the beams are here are very strong. There is not even a crack you can see here, but there is no columns in this RC frame or a multi-story building. So this concept is wrong. Again, you can see 6-story building due to strong beam, weak column concept. It was happened in Turkey. All the three, again the pancake type failure, all the three beams are very strong, no column, you could not see even a single column in this structure. It is a 6-story structure. Coming to the concept, strong column, weak beam concept. In the first figure, you can see there is a strong column, but the beam is very weak. What happens? Whenever an earthquake occurs or an lateral forces given to a structure or a frame, you can see large displacement at collapse. That green color shows the large displacement at collapse. That means damage is distributed in all the stories. Please underline, students, damage is distributed in all the stories. But in second figure, which is an orange in color, which is weak column, you can see the column is very weak, but the beam is very strong. There will be a very small displacement at collapse and all the damage is occurring in only one story, which is the ground story. Whenever the ground story fails, what happens, students? All the column will fail. All the story column will fail easily. Coming to the next picture, you can see strong column. The thickness of the column is very thick. It doesn't mean that if the thickness is very thick then it is strong, but it has been shown here to differentiate the strong column and weak beam. You can see thin in weak beam. It is correct. Again, in the second picture, you can see whichever the column is very weak, it has been shown in thin, and the beam is very strong, it has been shown in thick. What happens? Weak column, strong beam. We have discussed many collapses occurred in Burj and Turkey, etc., etc. So it is a question tag. Failure of column can affect the stability of the whole building, but the failure of beam causes localized effect. Hence, it is better to make beams to be the ductile weak links than columns. I think you have understand. If the beam is a ductile weak links, then there will be elasticity occurring. It will transfer all the loads to the column, and then the column will give a large displacement whenever a lateral forces occurred. This method of designing RC building is called strong column weak beam design method. This is a concept. So this strong column weak beam concept should be stronger than columns, should always be stronger than beams, and foundations should be stronger than columns. The connections between beams and columns and foundations should not fail, so that beams can safely transfer forces to columns and columns to foundations. So you should concentrate on the foundations also. Nowadays many cases we are seeing that due to this soil consideration have not been considered properly. Because of that, not proper foundation design has been given. Because of that, many structures, many buildings are getting failed, so are collapsed. So we have to concentrate columns to the foundation and foundation to the soil. All the forces acting from the beam to the column, column to the foundation, foundation to the soil should be taken care. Okay. Sum of moment capacities of the columns for the design axial loads at a beam column joint should be greater than the sum of moment capacities of the beams along each principal plane. That means sum of columns should be greater than 1.2 times the sum of moments. All the columns and all the beams in a structure, all the frame in a structure, the beams should be lesser than the column, or else the column moment should be greater than the beam moments, at least 20% higher. The shear reinforcement should be adequate to ensure that the strength in shear exceeds the strength in flexure and thus prevent a non-ductile shear failure. Shear reinforcement, that means the stirrups given in the beams and the columns should be properly given as per the norms of IS 456-2000, and the spacing between the stirrups is also very important. So it should be adequate to avoid the shear failure. Thank you, students.